Going on to you, Virgo. So you have I got new cards. The Wheel of Fortune. You have the Five of Cups, the Hermit, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Page of Wands, okay, Eight of Pentacles, the Strength, the Knight of Wands, and last but not least, the Nine of Pentacles. So for you Virgos, right, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Cups, the Hermit. For you Virgos, these three cards here is really all about how a lot of you Virgos are ultimately making decisions based upon yourself, decisions based upon your own well-being. A lot of times people are just expecting you to sit, or us, right, because I am a Virgo, a lot of times people just expected us to sit back, right, and just make very good decisions based off of them and what it is that they wanted to ultimately do. But a lot of times our decision making to make sure that other people are okay, it required sacrifice, and it required a sacrifice of us. As you can see in the Wheel of Fortune, this is the person, Atlas, carrying the karma, or his responsibilities on his back, right? On his shoulders and his back, using his arms and his back, neck and everything. But this goes to show you just how it is that you Virgos, especially for this reading, right? We hold up so much. We hold up the earth. We hold up so much obligation and duties. Well, what would happen if we stopped doing our obligations, right? Then the Five of Cups represents, and this is what our obligations and our duties is what kept us respectful, right? Dutiful, right? Wanting to actually be of service to other people. But at the same time, the Hermit represents, but every once in a while, we need a break. We need to absolve ourselves, right? I said dissolve. I guess you could say that. Absolve ourselves from our own responsibilities for a little bit and stop acting like everybody is supposed to come on in and help us out. We as Virgos are the ones that's going to absolve, meaning to get rid of or to pay off or to satisfy our own obligations to ourselves. We are obligated to ourselves first and foremost. That's one thing that I am learning as a Virgo myself. So with that being said, the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands now represents how, since this is the case, let other people pick that up. You know, let other people pick up the responsibility sometimes. This is where it is that us as Virgos, we end up messing up because we spend so much time trying to save the world and obligate ourselves with saving the world when it is that we don't have to and we're not supposed to. So not only do we not have to obligate ourselves with trying to save the world, we're not supposed to. Because what happens when we try to save people, other people, right? When they don't know and they don't want to save themselves, they end up disliking us and working against us to make sure that the progress that we make amounts to nothing and it's in vain. So now, right, the Page of Wands now is about how we have to be able to pay attention to what it is that we are doing and mind our own business, because I am a Virgo, right? And I have Mars in Virgo in the 7th house. So I've got some Virgo placements, okay? But we have to pay attention to what it is that we are building, right? Forget about, again, the Hermit. Forget about what other people got going on. Build upon what it is that we have got going on for ourselves. Pay attention to our own table as opposed to inviting other people to our table, right? If other people want to come to our table, then they for sure have to bring something. If they don't bring something, they can't sit down and eat. And this is the thing why a lot of people end up saying that us as Virgos, we are selfish. But this is how it is that we also as Virgos accumulate riches and power. We pay attention. We stop messing around with goofy people and we pay attention to our own affairs, our own obligations, our own responsibilities, and we actually go and handle those things, as opposed to paying attention to what this person got, that person got, this, that, all over the place or whatnot. Now we're all confused. We're bewildered because of the fact that We got so many problems to fix, so little time, and we ain't even started on our own affairs yet. So now, the Eight of Pentacles now represents, so a lot of you Virgos, a lot of us Virgos, because I am a Virgo, we have actually started on our own affairs, building on our own. I love these cards. These are the cards that I wanted, right? We started our own affairs on our own, right? We started the affairs as far as paying attention to what it is that we've got and actually building on those. And the strength represents we're gaining a lot of power now, because that's where the power is. Look at how this person is taming the lion, right? Not taming it, but guiding it, you know, making it just a little bit more domesticated. It'll never be truly domesticated, but it's making it a little bit more domesticated. And that's all it is that you ultimately want. But that's my point, though. You're taming you're making the lion a little bit more domesticated. And what I mean by that is, people will be reluctant to come at you any old sort of way now, because you have that ability to let people go. You have that ability now. If you're finding value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called the link tree. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where it has all my social media outlets, from my Instagram page, the books that I sell that are on Amazon, my clothing store. Shout outs to all those people who went ahead and bought from the clothing store. Really appreciate it. Also, as well, my private tarot readings, okay? It'll say a private tarot readings. Click on it. It'll take you to a website. Has all my services on it as far as readings is concerned. A birth chart reading, okay? As well as a tarot reading. It has the prices, how much time you get. I even explain what's going on. It has a buy now button when you scroll down, right? Click on it. It'll take you to PayPal. It's okay if you don't have a PayPal. It also has my Cashapp tag over it as well. And if you scroll down some more, it's a place where you can email me. Email me your number too, just so that, you know, we can speed the process of it up. But the Knight of Wands represents, okay, so thank you, by the way. So the Knight of Wands represents, so now this is you Virgos stepping out into new territory. For a lot of you for a lot of us Virgos, it's new territories, right? Because we as Virgos don't necessarily know too much what it's like to start being selfish a little bit more. Not saying to be totally selfish, that's not what I said, but to be a little bit more selfish, right? To have a good mix of selflessness and selfishness, because people take advantage of the fact that we're so selfless. We will sacrifice ourselves, but this is something that we have to learn to stop doing, because people will have us go, right, like a bank account overdrawn in the red, in the negative, if we want to do it. And they will not have the good nature or the conscience to be like, oh, okay, cool thing, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. They will allow us to do that, and they will act like they don't care. So us as Virgos, we are learning now to be a little bit more selfish and to actually enjoy the fruits of our own labor and pay attention to what we've got going on. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Strength. Let's clarify the Strength card. Let's clarify the Strength. The World, the Justice, yup. Three of Cups, yup. The Empress, yup. Yup, lot of Libra here. The Justice and the Empress. Yup. Yup. Because the World, the Justice, right, to clarify the Strength, the World, the Justice represents, this is something that we should have been doing for the longest time. We should have been doing this for the longest time, right? This is how it is that we end up getting the things done that we need to get done without having to oblige ourselves with other people, right? Constantly making ourselves indentured servants to other people. That's a dub. That we've dubbed that now, because the Three of Cups, they're not putting in their effort, and if they are putting in their effort, it's so small to the point where it's almost none at all. They're not putting in their effort. They don't have the nature to put in their effort, the good nature to put in their effort. So then you have the Empress. So we just cutting people off that we have to cut off and get rid of, because these people aren't really going to do it for us. So we really sitting around messing around with this thing, and we're really watching out for our own back here. Okay. Then let's clarify the Knight of Wands. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands. Staffs, wands, it's the same thing. The Ten of Swords, the Hierophant, then you have the Judgment, and then you have the Five of Pentacles. So the Ten of Swords, to clarify the Knight of Wands. Yeah, we spent so much time worrying about other people, worrying about if we're going to pay these bills, worrying about all this stuff. We're worry wards. We are. And the Hierophant represents us as Virgos got to learn to start trusting ourselves. If we're not learning how to trust ourselves, we're messing up. We're a dub. We're messing up. So the Judgment and the Five of Pentacles represents, and stop worrying about people threatening you, talking about they're going to leave your life if you don't do this. Forget them. Let them leave your life then, because they were providing nothing most of the times anyway.